Imagine a workout that doesn't just promise results, but delivers them in a way that's both empowering and efficient. What if the secret to burning fat, building strength, and transforming your body could be found in one simple tool, one powerful movement? No gimmicks, no endless hours at the gym, just the pure, focused power of a kettlebell. Welcome to The Swing by Tracy Reifkind, a revolutionary approach to fitness that redefines how we think about strength training and fat loss. In a world filled with conflicting advice on how to get fit, Tracy cuts through the noise and brings us back to the basics, the swing. This isn't just another workout routine, it's a complete fitness strategy designed to unlock your body's potential in ways you've never imagined. With just a kettlebell in your hands, you can engage nearly every muscle in your body, torching calories, building lean muscle, and boosting your metabolism, all with just a few minutes of swinging each day. But here's the twist. It's not about killing yourself with hours of cardio or spending endless time in the gym. It's about working smarter, not harder. Tracy's method taps into the power of the swing, a move that's as simple as it is effective. It's about harnessing the rhythm of the movement, the flow of your body, and the efficiency of a full-body workout. In this book, Tracy Reifkind doesn't just teach you how to use a kettlebell, she teaches you how to make it your ally in the fight for better health. From mastering the technique to learning how to program your workouts for maximum results, the swing guides you every step of the way, breaking down the complex science of fat loss and muscle building into digestible, actionable steps. It's not just about lifting weights, it's about shifting your mindset to see fitness as a powerful, joyful experience. If you've ever struggled with conventional workout plans, if you've ever felt frustrated by your progress or lack thereof, this book offers a fresh perspective. Tracy's own journey, filled with ups and downs, failures and triumphs, mirrors the challenges we all face in our pursuit of health and fitness. And yet, she shows us that success doesn't require perfection, just commitment, consistency, and the willingness to embrace something new. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced fitness enthusiast, the swing is about simplifying your workout routine and cutting through the clutter. It's not about complex exercises or equipment you can't afford. It's about mastering one of the most powerful and transformative movements you can do. So, are you ready to lose the fat, get fit, and take control of your body? All it takes is one swing at a time. Let's dive into the swing and discover how this dynamic, efficient, and life-changing program can help you achieve your fitness goals, no matter where you are starting from. The journey to a stronger, leaner, and more confident you begins now. Part 1. The beginning of the swing, a journey of transformation. Chapter 1. The struggle before the swing. In the opening chapter, Tracy Reifkind introduces us to her personal journey. She begins by recounting her struggles with weight loss, exercise, and body image over the years. Tracy's story isn't just about a fitness routine, it's about the emotional and physical challenges she faced in her quest for self-improvement. At one point, Tracy, like many of us, was stuck in a cycle of ineffective dieting, trying different trends and fad workouts that never seemed to bring lasting results. The frustration was real. She recalls how, despite her efforts, she couldn't break free from this cycle of disappointment. She talks about the deeper emotional turmoil of feeling like she was constantly failing, even when trying so hard. Then came a turning point. Tracy discovered kettlebells. But it wasn't love at first sight. She shares how initially she wasn't sure about the kettlebell. It seemed heavy, awkward, and a bit intimidating. However, something about it sparked curiosity. This chapter ends with Tracy deciding to give it a real try, feeling a mix of excitement and doubt about what the future held. Chapter 2. The Kettlebell Revelation. In this chapter, Tracy takes the listener through the first few months of her kettlebell journey. It wasn't easy at first. She was sore, and her muscles were protesting. But unlike the usual workout routines she'd followed, there was something different about kettlebells. The movements felt empowering, and each swing seemed to bring her closer to a breakthrough. Tracy walks us through the unique mechanics of the kettlebell swing. She explains that, in many ways, kettlebells are not just a piece of exercise equipment, but a tool that challenges the entire body in ways that traditional exercises can't. The swing became her gateway to fitness, something that felt natural, functional, and engaging. Unlike hours on the treadmill, the swing offered a holistic workout that built strength, power, and endurance. She describes how the kettlebell swing's focus on the hips, core, and legs brought her body into alignment, strengthening her from the inside out. With each session, she grew more confident, and the physical results started to show. But what was more important was how she felt: energized, more positive, and increasingly in control of her body. For the first time in a long while, Tracy felt she was on the right path. Chapter 3: The Mind-Body Connection. In this part of the book, Tracy shifts the conversation from physical transformation to the mental and emotional aspects of fitness. She explains that losing weight and getting fit isn't just about what happens on the outside, it's also about how we connect to our bodies on a deeper level. Tracy talks about how, in the past, she'd often viewed exercise as a punishment, a way to compensate for bad food choices or to fix what was wrong with her body. But the kettlebell swing was different. It allowed her to cultivate a sense of empowerment rather than shame. She felt herself becoming more mindful during her workouts, focusing on her breath and the rhythm of her movements. There was a deeper connection with her body that shifted her perspective on fitness. It was no longer about punishing herself, it was about celebrating what her body could do. She recounts how she started to feel more comfortable in her skin and more at peace with the process. Kettlebells didn't just reshape her body, they reshaped her relationship with exercise and, ultimately, with herself. Tracy emphasizes that this mental shift was one of the most significant changes she made on her fitness journey. As she continued, the kettlebell became not just a tool for fat loss, but a way to reconnect with herself. Chapter 4: A New Mindset: Reframing Exercise as Enjoyment. As Tracy dives deeper into her kettlebell program, she begins to realize that fitness doesn't have to be a chore. This chapter focuses on the importance of finding joy in movement. Tracy describes how, over time, she began to associate exercise with a sense of pride and enjoyment rather than drudgery. The kettlebell swing became an expression of strength and freedom rather than something she did because she had to. She takes us through her mental transformation, moving from a place of self-doubt to one of self-assurance. Tracy talks about how, for so long, she'd been chasing the perfect body through extreme measures. The obsession with weight and appearance had clouded her judgment. But now, with kettlebells, it wasn't about the number on the scale, it was about how she felt. The idea of doing something that made her stronger and more energetic every day began to resonate deeply. She was no longer trapped by her previous notions of exercise, she had unlocked a new perspective. Tracy shares how she started setting small, achievable goals, which kept her motivated without feeling overwhelmed. She didn't have to punish herself with hours of cardio or restrictive diets. The kettlebell routine allowed her to embrace a more balanced and sustainable way of living. Exercise was now something she looked forward to, not dreaded. Chapter 5: The Power of Consistency. This chapter focuses on the importance of consistency in achieving fitness goals, something that Tracy believes is at the core of the kettlebell program's success. Tracy recalls how, in the beginning, she struggled to remain consistent. It wasn't that she didn't want to improve, but life, work, personal commitments, fatigue would often get in the way. However, with time, she began to understand the power of showing up, even on the days when motivation was lacking. She emphasizes that consistency doesn't mean perfection, it means persistence. Whether it was a short 10-minute session or a longer, more intense workout, Tracy learned to value the act of showing up. Each swing, no matter how small, brought her closer to her goal. She shares how she found ways to make kettlebell workouts a regular part of her routine, even when things were busy or she wasn't feeling her best. The key takeaway here is that the journey to fitness doesn't rely on bursts of intense effort. It's about making fitness a daily habit, no matter what life throws at you. Tracy's transformation didn't happen overnight. It was the result of consistent effort, one swing at a time. Chapter 6: Celebrating Small Wins. In this chapter, Tracy talks about the importance of celebrating progress, no matter how small. She encourages readers to reflect on their achievements, whether they are physical, mental, or emotional. Tracy shares how, after each workout, she would take a moment to acknowledge what she had accomplished, even if it was simply completing a set number of swings. This chapter is all about shifting your mindset to focus on progress rather than perfection. Tracy shares how this approach helped her stay motivated, as she learned to appreciate the journey instead of fixating on an end goal. The swings, the soreness, the moments of feeling defeated, all of it became part of her story. She reminds readers that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Whether it's losing a few pounds, feeling more energized, or simply sticking with the program, each win deserves celebration. Part 2: Mastering the Swing, Building Strength and Endurance. Chapter 7: The Mechanics of the Swing, Understanding the Fundamentals. In this chapter, Tracy Reifkind takes a deep dive into the fundamental movements of the kettlebell swing, emphasizing the importance of learning the right form before diving into more intense routines. For Tracy, this was the foundation of her transformation. Without proper form, there could be no true progress. She describes how, at the beginning of her journey, it was easy to get caught up in the excitement of swinging the kettlebell, but that taking the time to perfect the technique made all the difference. Tracy breaks down the swing into its essential components: the hip hinge, the snap of the hips, and the core engagement. She explains how, in many traditional workouts, people often neglect the importance of posture and alignment, leading to injury or inefficient workouts. However, with kettlebells, mastering the hip hinge is crucial. Tracy shares how she spent weeks focusing on getting this movement right, building strength in her posterior chain, the glutes, hamstrings, and lower back, while also protecting her knees and lower back. Tracy encourages listeners to be patient with themselves during this phase of the journey. She points out that just as it takes time to master any skill, learning the swing correctly is no different. The effort is worth it, as it establishes a solid foundation that can help you progress in strength, endurance, and fat loss. Chapter 8: Building Endurance with the Swing. Once the basics were mastered, Tracy moved on to building endurance, which is where the kettlebell swing truly shone. In this chapter, Tracy delves into the importance of endurance in fat loss and overall fitness. She explains how, while kettlebell training might seem like a short-term workout, it has incredible long-term benefits for your cardiovascular system, muscular endurance, and metabolism. Tracy recounts how, as her technique improved, she started to increase the intensity and duration of her swings. The first few sessions were tough. Her body wasn't used to the rapid fire of movements, but with time, she began to notice remarkable improvements. She could perform longer sets without fatigue, her stamina increased, and she felt stronger with every swing. Tracy shares that it was at this point that she started seeing dramatic changes in her body composition. As her endurance increased, she noticed that her muscles became more defined, and she was shedding fat. One of the key benefits of the kettlebell swing, Tracy explains, is its ability to provide both aerobic and anaerobic benefits at the same time. The explosive movements of the swing target the fast-twitch muscle fibers while also giving your heart and lungs a solid workout. This combination leads to a high-calorie burn both during and after the workout, a phenomenon known as afterburn. Tracy discusses how incorporating this dynamic into her routine sped up her metabolism and made fat loss more efficient than anything she had tried before. Chapter 9: Overcoming Mental Hurdles, pushing through discomfort. As Tracy's strength and endurance grew, so did the mental challenges that came with pushing her body to new limits. In this chapter, she opens up about the mental hurdles that many people face during a fitness journey. Whether it's self-doubt, fear of failure, or simply the discomfort of pushing through tough workouts, Tracy explains that the mental game is just as important as the physical one. Tracy shares personal anecdotes about how she struggled with pushing through discomfort in the beginning. The first time she pushed through a set of high-intensity swings, she thought she was going to collapse. But she soon realized that the feeling of discomfort wasn't the same as the feeling of being unsafe. It was the body adapting, growing, and getting stronger. Learning to distinguish between discomfort that leads to growth and pain that could result in injury was a key lesson in her journey. She encourages readers to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Instead of fearing it, Tracy suggests leaning into it. She talks about how overcoming each mental hurdle during her kettlebell sessions helped her become more resilient, not just in the gym, but in life. The strength she developed through kettlebell training helped her build a mental toughness that translated into other areas of her life. Tracy also stresses the importance of self-compassion during this phase. It's easy to be hard on yourself when you don't immediately hit your goals or when a workout feels harder than expected. But Tracy advises that the key to success is progress, not perfection. She reminds listeners that every time you show up and push through the discomfort, you're moving closer to your goal. Chapter 10: Strengthening Your Core, the Key to Stability and Power. One of the most crucial elements of the kettlebell swing is the core, and Tracy highlights just how important it is to build a strong, stable core. In this chapter, Tracy explains how the kettlebell swing is the perfect exercise for engaging and strengthening the core, which not only helps improve posture, but also contributes to better performance in all types of physical activities. Tracy describes how, as she focused on refining her swing, she began to notice a significant improvement in her core strength. With each swing, her abs, obliques, and lower back muscles were activated, creating a powerful foundation for the entire movement. Tracy shares how this core strength also helped her improve other exercises, whether it was a plank, a squat, or even something as simple as walking. She goes on to explain how, when the core is engaged properly during the swing, it provides stability, allowing for more efficient energy transfer through the body. This is why the kettlebell swing is so effective. Not only does it burn fat and build strength, but it enhances your overall athleticism and movement efficiency. As Tracy's core strength grew, so did her overall performance. She became more stable in her day-to-day movements, and her overall physical health improved. The payoff was clear. A strong core meant less back pain, better posture, and enhanced physical performance. Chapter 11: Setting Goals and Tracking Progress. As Tracy continues to build strength, endurance, and mental fortitude, she turns her focus towards setting and achieving her fitness goals. She talks about the importance of setting clear, realistic goals and tracking progress along the way. Tracy shares how, after a few months of consistent kettlebell training, she started to set specific benchmarks for herself, whether it was the number of swings she could do in a set or how many rounds she could complete in a specific amount of time. Tracy emphasizes that goal setting is vital to maintaining motivation and staying on track. She discusses the value of both short-term and long-term goals and how they work together to create a sense of purpose and direction. She also highlights the importance of tracking progress, whether it's through journaling, keeping a workout log, or taking progress photos. She also advises that, when setting goals, it's crucial to make them measurable and achievable. Tracy's goal was never to aim for perfection, but to focus on continuous improvement. By setting small goals, she was able to celebrate each success and build momentum toward bigger achievements. Chapter 12: The Kettlebell Swing as a Lifelong Practice. In this chapter, Tracy reflects on the long-term benefits of the kettlebell swing. She discusses how, For her, kettlebell training became more than just a workout. It became a lifelong practice that she could rely on to maintain her health, strength, and fitness. The swing, in her eyes, wasn't just a tool for weight loss, but a powerful exercise that she could turn to at any stage of her life. Tracy shares how, as she continued to swing the kettlebell, she began to appreciate its simplicity and versatility. Unlike other fitness programs that require a long list of equipment or complicated routines, the kettlebell swing was a full-body workout that she could do anywhere, anytime. Whether it was in her living room or at the park, she could always fit in a kettlebell session, no matter her schedule. She concludes this chapter by emphasizing the sustainability of the kettlebell swing. It wasn't just a fad or a quick fix, it was a method of training that she could continue doing for years to come, continually seeing improvements as she refined her technique, set new goals, and reaped the benefits. Part 3. The Swing in Everyday Life. Embracing the Benefits Beyond the Gym. Chapter 13. Using the swing to build a stronger, healthier body. In the final part of the swing, Tracy Reifkind dives into the long-lasting effects that kettlebell training, specifically the swing, has on your overall physical health. She emphasizes that the kettlebell swing isn't just a great way to lose weight or build muscle, it's a full-body exercise that improves functional strength. Tracy starts by recounting her own experience after consistently practicing the swing for months. She realized how much her body had changed, not just in terms of appearance, but in how it functioned. She could lift heavier items, move more efficiently, and even engage in activities she hadn't been able to do in years, like hiking or carrying groceries without feeling winded. Her posture had improved, and her body felt more aligned. Tracy discusses the importance of functional fitness, the kind that translates to real-life activities, and how kettlebell swings provide just that. The swing doesn't just work the muscles, it enhances your ability to move through life with strength and confidence. She explains how the swing strengthens the posterior chain, the muscles in your back, hips, and legs, creating a more resilient, injury-resistant body. The combination of strength, endurance, and core stability that comes from swinging a kettlebell allows the body to perform better in daily tasks and athletic activities alike. Tracy encourages readers to embrace the idea of using kettlebell training as a way to enhance not just their fitness, but their overall quality of life. Chapter 14. Taking the swing off the floor, introducing other kettlebell movements. Once the swing is mastered, Tracy moves on to the concept of taking that foundational strength into other kettlebell exercises. The swing, while incredibly effective on its own, is just the beginning. Tracy guides readers through a variety of other kettlebell movements that can complement the swing and further enhance overall strength and conditioning. One of the most important movements Tracy introduces is the kettlebell clean. She explains how the clean builds upon the swing by teaching the body to move from the floor to an upright position, using powerful hip drive and core engagement. Tracy shares her experience of integrating the clean into her routine after she became comfortable with the swing. This progression helped her develop more total body strength and improved coordination. Another exercise Tracy introduces is the kettlebell press, which targets the shoulders and arms while also engaging the core. She emphasizes the importance of combining these exercises with the swing to create a balanced, full-body workout. Tracy encourages readers to use the kettlebell as an all-in-one tool for strength, endurance, and mobility. She also discusses the benefits of incorporating more dynamic movements like the kettlebell snatch and Turkish get-up to further challenge the body. In this chapter, Tracy stresses that the kettlebell is a versatile tool, and once the swing is mastered, the possibilities for adding complexity to workouts are endless. She advocates for continually progressing and experimenting with new movements to keep the body challenged and engaged. Chapter 15. Nutrition and Recovery. Supporting your swing with proper fuel. As much as Tracy emphasizes the importance of training, she makes it clear that nutrition and recovery play a crucial role in achieving success. In this chapter, Tracy talks about the importance of fueling your body with the right foods to support your kettlebell training. She describes how, in her own journey, she realized that working out hard without proper nutrition would limit her results. Tracy stresses the significance of eating whole, nutrient-dense foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of fruits and vegetables. She talks about how she learned to listen to her body's needs, feeding it the right foods at the right times. She also highlights the importance of staying hydrated and prioritizing rest and recovery. Without proper rest, the body cannot repair and grow stronger. Tracy encourages readers to be patient with their recovery and not to overtrain, as it can lead to injury or burnout. She shares her own experiences with injury and recovery, explaining that it was during these times that she learned the value of rest. Tracy talks about how, after pushing herself too hard at one point in her journey, she had to take time off to heal. This period allowed her to reflect on how she could better balance her workouts, nutrition, and rest. Recovery isn't just about resting, it's about taking care of the body to ensure that the gains made through hard training are not undone. Tracy encourages a balanced approach to fitness that incorporates rest as an essential part of the process. Chapter 16: The Emotional and Psychological Benefits of the Swing. One of the most powerful aspects of kettlebell training, as Tracy reveals in this chapter, is the emotional and psychological transformation that can occur when you commit to the swing. As Tracy shares her story, it becomes clear that kettlebell training isn't just about building a stronger body, it's about cultivating mental toughness and emotional resilience. Tracy talks about how, in her own journey, she began to develop a sense of pride and confidence. Every time she swung the kettlebell, she was taking a step toward building not only her physical strength, but her mental fortitude. The act of swinging a kettlebell forces you to be present, to focus on the task at hand, and to push through discomfort, both physical and mental. As Tracy progressed, she found herself becoming more confident, not just in the gym, but in all areas of her life. Tracy explains that when you work on your physical health, it impacts your overall well-being. The discipline and dedication required to improve your kettlebell swing translate to other aspects of your life, whether it's your career, relationships, or personal growth. The mental clarity and focus you gain through kettlebell training carry over, allowing you to approach challenges with a more resilient mindset. Tracy encourages readers to embrace the kettlebell swing as a tool for cultivating inner strength and resilience, both inside and outside the gym. Chapter 17: Creating a Sustainable Routine, Making the Swing a Habit. In this chapter, Tracy dives into the process of creating a long-term, sustainable kettlebell routine. One of the most powerful lessons Tracy shares is the importance of consistency. She talks about how, when she first started, it was easy to get caught up in excitement and overdo things. However, she soon realized that to see lasting results, she needed to create a routine that was sustainable and balanced. Tracy explains how she developed her own routine by focusing on consistency rather than perfection. She shares tips for building a routine that fits your life and honors your body's needs. Whether you're training 3 days a week or 5, Tracy stresses that the key is consistency and gradual progression. She offers advice on how to create workouts that fit into a busy schedule, ensuring that the kettlebell swing remains a part of your daily or weekly practice. Tracy encourages readers to start small and gradually increase their intensity, volume, and complexity. By making the swing a habit, you can continue to enjoy the physical and mental benefits for years to come. Chapter 18: Celebrating Your Progress, Reflecting on the Journey. In the final chapter, Tracy encourages readers to take a moment to reflect on their journey and celebrate the progress they've made. She talks about how, at every stage of her transformation, she made a conscious effort to acknowledge the small victories. Whether it was increasing her swing reps, mastering a new kettlebell movement, or simply feeling stronger, Tracy reminds readers that every step forward is worth celebrating. She shares the importance of creating a mindset of gratitude and appreciation for the work you've put in.